I'm Justin with Brandastic. Are you ready to drive magnetic traffic to your website? We've actually done these three things that actually has grown our organic traffic over 300% year over year. So get ready, I got three main points that I want to share with you. You know the saying, Rome wasn't built in a day. Probably took more than a couple decades to get it to where it was a world power. But the same thing happens with your content. People think, oh, if I stick a blog here and there, that I'm gonna do some damage out there in the world of organic traffic. It's really not gonna happen unless you do it consistently. You know, Google has sort of their algorithm built for posting content on YouTube, and you get more return for your time spent if you post regular content. So that's one of the first things that I would focus on posting regular content regularly and make sure that your content's optimized for your keywords you're going after. One of the main tools that we use is a tool called SEMrush to look up what Google is interested in looking for. It's one thing for you to figure out like, hey, what blog should I write about today and kind of think up ideas, but the better idea is actually to use some tools online like SEMrush and look at your industry and find out what Google is putting questions in the search engine. So you want to actually write posts and actually blog articles around content that Google is actually knowing what people are searching for. That's going to help you actually get more exposure faster because you're actually going and you're serving up Google what they want. One of the techniques that we've done is actually putting into the search engine something you want to rank for. So actually keywords that you want to rank for, and whatever article comes up at the top, you want to take that, look at it, do a lot of research on what's going on with that content, look at all the keywords that are in that content, and then actually pull it out and make another article that's bigger and better than that article, and then put it on your blog. And over a course of a couple months, it might outtake that blog post, depending on your domain authority and some other factors. But it's a great way to kind of get started on actually outranking someone else who has traffic coming in from their blog. Another really great idea to actually get a lot of momentum going to your website is actually using your blog content that you've spent time and hours on and actually serving it up on social media, your email blasts, and utilizing your current network to actually bring in more people. And that is one way of actually syndicating the content you already have going to a bigger network for more eyeballs to see. Lastly, make sure that you actually write content that's going to matter to people in your world. Just don't create white noise, but make it matter, make it stand out, make it punchy, make it raw, make it real. And people are gonna naturally come over and say, good job, that was awesome content. It was useful to me in my business. So I wish you luck, subscribe to our channel, like us, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.